Hey everybody, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit, and we're back in the Monster Manual 3.5 making the choker, and that's a picture of the fella. And here's what we got. He's been base coated black, and he looks alright. So we're going to get a little bit of white paint now. And a makeup brush. We're going to start hitting him with that. We're not doing a perfect job here. What we're doing is we're setting ourselves up for victory. So we can use a wash or a speed paint to paint him. Okay. The super glue that holds him down is a little bit melted from the hot air gun I used to dry him. So let's let him get situated on that. Oh. Okay, we're going to need a little bit more wet paint. So when we come up and do the top parts, they're lighter. And then you just want to make sure you're getting the spots you missed, like under his legs and stuff. Just touch those. You can get a little bit on the rock. That's okay, because we're going to come back and paint those in my favorite color on earth, which I was going to base coat him in, and I decided not to. So something like that's what we got going on right now. We're going to get that brush cleaned off and set that aside for a minute. Alright. Now we're going to do the bestest part of any miniature paint job. We're going to paint his base. We're going to use my favorite color on earth, Apple Barrel Pavement. This is such a good color. I mentioned this yesterday in the video, but somebody said something in a comment about the Apple Barrel pavement color, and instantly they are my homie. I don't care who they are. I like everything about them. They are the best people on earth because they know the secrets of Apple Barrel pavement. I originally bought this color when I was working on a gas station for a modern campaign that I ran of Tomorrow Comes Doom, which is like an apocalypse game. And I wanted to make a really nice gas station to be like their headquarters / where they got attacked a lot when they were there, like their safe space. They can make defensible. And so what ended up happening was I bought this pavement, and now I just go through it like. Seldom do I go to Walmart to buy paint unless it's a big burnt umber, a big black, or a pavement. And I wish pavement came in the big size at Walmart. Maybe it does online. I don't know. Alright, so we got our base started here. I'm going to get a lighter color of gray. This is called pewter. I'm just going to get that same brush. A little bit of this cardboard here. I'm going to wipe a lot of that off, and I'm just going to give it some different tones. I'm not painting every space of it. I'm just hitting it with some to lighten it up some. Something like that. Then I'm going to hit him with a little bit of air from a +2 hot air gun of burning on low, so I don't melt my glue again. Alright. And then I'm going to get a lighter gray. This is called Elephant. I'm going to get a dab of this and a dab of elephant. A little bit more of that. Okay. Make sure I put these in the right lids. Right lids on the right jugs. And I'm wiping a ton of that off. And I'm going to come back and hit the tops of these rocks and some of the interest points and lighten that up. Then we'll come back and do the highest points again, real fine. And give his rock a little bit of an okay look. Now we need to paint him. So, you can either make a wash, or you can use a speed paint. Let's look at the colors he has in the book. He is, does it say anything in the text here? Molded flesh. I don't know what that even means. Alright, so I think what we're going to do is, we're going to do a gray on him. I'm going to use speed paint, but you can make a wash or do it however you want. If you're making it a wash, I wouldn't do it a very thin wash. I would do it a medium wash. And I do want a little bit of blue in this guy. So I'm adding a tad of this runic gray. And then I'm going to thin this out a little bit so it's not super dark with some medium. Okay, that's just how I'm doing it. You do it how you want to do it. I'm going to mix this all up. There we go, something like that. And I'm just coating them completely with this. Then when I get down around his feet, I'm using it real thin, so I don't get it all over my rock. And I'm thickening it up as I come back up. In some spots, I'm going to hit it a little bit again, just because I'm not sure if I hit that spot and it thinned out or what, you know what I mean? Alright, something like that. Picked up a piece of gunk. Alright, and while that's still wet, it says he is mottled. So I'm going to get a little bit of this cloudburst blue. And I'm going to thin that out with a little bit of medium. Get my brush wiped off a little bit. And I'm just going to touch some spots. Smear them a little bit. And attempt to make him look mottled. Mottled. I don't know how you say that. And then that should dry out. And it looks like his eyes are just little white dots. So to get to that point, I wouldn't mind doing another little mottled color on him. Mottled, moodled. There's a lot of paint there in that hand. Let's get some of that out. That'll become a giant dark cesspool if we leave it. Same thing on his back there. We could get some of that cleaned up. That's the nice thing about this stuff. If it takes a second to get set. So if you don't like exactly how something's looking, you can kind of move it around a little bit. All right. Nice. All right, what's this here? Is that wet? No, that's just something that came off of my brush. All right, so that's our choker. I do want to come back and do 2 little white dots for his eyes, but I'm going to have to wait for that to dry. You don't really need to see that. If you've been watching me, you know how I do it. I just use a fractional brush. I realize this one's like a brown. I have a lot of brown stuff. So if I can use some other colors to make things a little different, I will do that. And, you know, there's been other monsters I've changed out their color schemes too. It's just a me thing. You can do it your way. You can follow the book exactly. I didn't. He looks kind of like Mr. Fantastic. But he's Mr. Choketastic. No, not the one from Pornhub. A different Mr. Choketastic. One we made. So anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. If he looks a little different when he comes out, when he dries, some of that, if you're not familiar with how speed paints work, that's going to pull better in some of the deeper areas and not as much in the more visible areas that are like up high and puffy and round, and he'll lighten up some. So when you see him again, he'll have white dots rising. He'll probably look a little lighter. I will hit him with a clear coat, and then I will take him up and put him on the turntable with a miniature so you can see him in scale. And then, yeah, so that was just a cheap hero click that I had that was missing an arm, and I cut the other arm off, and he was too small to be a person. He was kind of skinny and weak, but he turned out to be a decent, this guy. I have a dwarf here. Let's hope that's not the one I want to use. Let's use this one. This is a dwarf that I broke. I printed this with cheap resin, and it paid off. Cheap resin wins. So that's him next to a dwarf. Oh, he's up on a rock. So that's him next to a dwarf. So his base is just a little 3/4 inch poker chip thing or bingo chip thing. And he's a hero click. His hands are from some Dollar Tree or Dollar General mummies. And the rock is just a rock. So you can make this yourself. This is not hard. Anyways, I'm Doom from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit. And if you like this craft and the things we're doing here, please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification icon, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Call to action stuff. And come check out our website. Get a box of minis this month. If the rumor is correct, I just said this in the last part 1. There's a hero box, and it's got some pretty sick minis in it. Okay, it's not a rumor. I picked the boxes. I am part of the team. We sit down together, the 2 of us, and we go on Discord and we look at the minis and we pick what we want to put in the box. And we try to put stuff we want in our tabletop. So obviously I picked all things I want. And they're all awesome. It's a good mix of elves, dwarves, gnomes, a tiefling, stuff like that. And it'll help populate your table. So go to the website. You can get 25% off the Loot Crate for your first month. And there's some one-offs for sale on there. If you want to get a one-off, a random one to check out to see if you like our product, there's also a discount code on the Discord for that. If you're having problems with the Discord or the website, they were down for a few days and we didn't know. The links weren't working. Let us know in the comments if they're not working. And we'll see you next time. And I think the next monster we're on is the Chul, which is this size, large, gross, aquatic crab guy. So we'll see you then. Have a great day.